This is the Business Today. I'm Sandy Dean. Finance Minister Chris Sickler says monitoring and evaluation has played a critical role in the implementation process of the government's growth strategies. In fact, he says not only has the government been able to see a reduction in the fiscal deficit, but more stable foreign reserves. He stressed this point as he gave the assurance that government was constantly monitoring and analyzing data as it relates to the Barbados Revenue Authority. Sickler was addressing the opening of the two-day Public Sector Leadership Conference at the Hilton Resort on Monday.
We are doing the same thing now that we have a Barbados Revenue Authority in place on a consistent basis in relation to our public finances and our taxes and how they behave. Monitoring them on a month-by-month, week-by-week basis, quarter-by-quarter basis, and matching it against both periods of plenty and periods of scarcity to see how they are performing. And that is why we've been able to begin to see a spot of success in relation to achieving a reduction of our deficit, to achieving a stabilization of our reserves, to achieving some turnaround in our economy. Because we no longer are leaving it to happenstance and guesswork. We have to have explanations. There must be explained phenomena that is occurring in the management of the Barbados economy to ensure that we plan, conceptualize, plan, and implement the appropriate adjustments on a continuous basis.
However, the Finance Minister conceded that more focus must be placed on data and information collection across the board in order to provide clarity on the government's full objectives.
Too much planning, I dare say, ladies and gentlemen, occurs in the dark. And in many respects, policies reflect the normative demands of the constituency to be served, but not in the empirical understanding of what those demands are. It is, if I may quote my very own Prime Minister, it is like a blind man in a dark room searching for a lamp.
Apart from the U.S. cover-over tax on rum from the region, Barbados' rum and spirit producers continue to face the challenge of low molasses production as they seek to expand their market share and enter new markets. Chairman of the West Indies Rum and Spirit Producers Association, Dr. Frank Ward, tells Business Today most rum producers need molasses to make their rum, but it's becoming harder to access.
And certainly in Barbados, with the current state of the sugar industry, the Barbados rum industry has been importing most of its molasses requirements for the last 20-30 years. Yeah? And that is a huge cost simply because imported molasses is generally more expensive than the locally produced one because you have the component of freight, the quality of the molasses. Sometimes you take what is available. You can't really be choosy because there's a huge demand for molasses worldwide now. And molasses accounts for 40 to 45% of the total cost of distillery operations. And given the fact that you must use molasses, you can't use anything else, it is a huge problem. In
addition, Dr. Ward says some local and regional distilleries are facing increased competition in some overseas markets. He says the West Indies Rum and Spirit Association is doing what it can to help local and regional rum producers to become more competitive by creating the authentic Caribbean Rum Mark.
The problem that we have now is other products attempting to call themselves rum, right? That is something that we have been dealing with for a number of years, and as the popularity of rum grows, you will also find that there will be greater and greater examples of, shall we say, counterfeit rums that are not made according to the regulations, i.e. molasses based, and also rums that are, how can I put it, a very, very popular brand of rum. They will take the bottle and fill it with a cheaper rum and put it on the market. That is a black market rum. So the more popular your product becomes, the more you'll have to deal with instances of counterfeiting, black marketing, etc., etc.
Now for today's financial tip. When making a purchase, especially online, Be sure to check the authenticity of the product as well as to verify the company. After all, you do not want to be left out of pocket because you were duped. That's been the business today. You can get more business and news by logging on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribing to our e-paper and liking us on Facebook.